In a somewhat different episode of the Bargain Game Hunter, it's time to compare two discount online retailers to see which one gave me the better deal. VGP from Canada or Woot from the US of A. Let's see which one you think is better. So if you've been watching this channel and this series for a while, you know that I've ordered a number of games from both VGP and Woot. VGP stands for Video Games Plus. They are a Canadian online retailer who get a lot of great stuff. They get limited run games, they get reprints of rare games, they have some older stuff, and they do some great sales as well. I order from them all the time. And then there's Woot. Woot is essentially the Big Lots of Amazon. It's actually owned by Amazon. And they offer discounted games that just aren't selling normally for pretty hefty discounts. So both are definitely sites that are worth checking out in terms of finding really good quality games. But I placed a couple orders, one on each website. And I didn't do this in any kind of scientific way. I placed two orders and I thought, it'd be kind of fun to compare the two and see which one you as the viewer think is the better deal. Now, keep in mind, I didn't do this in any kind of scientific way. So I didn't spend the same amount of money. I didn't try to get things of similar value. I pretty much just saw games I wanted on both websites and ordered them. That's what it comes down to. So just keep that in mind. But I got some pretty good pickups, and I think you will agree that both are great in their own respective ways. Let's start off with Woot. So again, this is Amazon's discounted website. They do video games for pretty good prices on discount. I picked up a couple Xbox games, a PS4 game, and a Switch game. And because this is a recap only episode, we're going to go straight into the values as well. So it's going to be a pretty short one, but I think it'll be interesting to see how they compare. Okay, so we're going to start off with Woot, and the first game I picked up, it was on sale for $20. It's a first-person shooter. It looks really interesting. I figured I'd give it a shot. We have Wild Bastards on the Switch. Looks really interesting. I'm excited to check it out. Looks like kind of like an Old West meets like a very cartoony, like sci-fi-ish art style. I'm down. It sounds fun. And hey, I don't have a ton of first-person shooters on the Switch, so I figured this was a good pickup. Paid $20. It's worth 42. So if that tells you anything, these values are going to be really good because all these deals are pretty fantastic. Next up, this I picked up because it was $10. I didn't know it was a limited run game. It is, and it looks really interesting. So I'm excited to add it to the collection. We have Lost Words Beyond the Page on the PS4. It's a narrative adventure where essentially you walk on words and you use the words to kind of build everything. It looks like a very emotional, interesting game. So I'm excited to check it out. Looks cool. I only paid $10 for this. $10. And it is worth 30. So again, really good score there. Next is a game that I've not heard great things about. Again, I do collect bad games, so I know this game is not great, but for the price I paid, I think it was worth the pickup. We have Unknown 9 Awakening on the Xbox Series X. It's an Namco action-adventure game. Reminds me a lot in terms of the look of something like a Forspoken. Probably won't be good, but I figured I'd give it a shot just to try it out. I only paid $20 for this, and it's actually worth $47. So again, as you see, these Woot games are worth a lot of money. And I paid not even close to how much they're worth. Last, and this game I've heard interesting things about, and I was able to get the special edition, which includes a bunch of extra stuff, and I'll probably do an unboxing of it at some point. Maybe I'll wait until I get some other game to pair with it, so it's not just this, because I don't think anyone really cares about this game by itself. We have Loop 8, Summer of the Gods, the Celestial Edition on the Xbox One. Big box. It's got a wall scroll, a soundtrack, an art book, and a Japanese hanging ornament. Pretty cool. What's interesting was I think the base game was $10, and then you could get this version for I think $5 more. Yeah, it was 15. So I'm like, well, I might as well get the special edition for 15. I paid 15. This game is worth $52, which is pretty insane. So as you can see, I did very well at Woot. Can BGP compete? Well, I will tell you, I did get 2 limited run games that were on sale on top of that, so you know those are going to be good. And then I also picked up some older games that I was able to get sealed, which is also fun. And I think they'll be nice additions to my collection. We're going to start off with Valkyria Chronicles 4 on the Xbox One. I did not own this. It actually still has the controller skin for when this game came out inside it. This came out in what, 2018, I think? Yeah, 2018. So this game's been out for a while. I have a brand new sealed copy of it. Pretty exciting. I paid $7 because of the conversion rate. It's worth 15, so pretty happy there. Next, another Sega RPG, Shining Renaissance Refrain on the Xbox. This is another, Japanese RPG from Sega. It was a fairly early game. This one was 2018. So this and Valkyria Chronicles came out around the same time. I didn't own it. It was cheap. Figured I'd snag it, especially a sealed copy. Paid $7, and this one is worth 12. So again, decent bump up there. Nothing crazy yet, but we'll get there. Then we have Bayonetta and Vanquish, the 10th anniversary bundle on the Xbox One. Now, I do have Bayonetta 1 on the Switch as a physical copy, which I believe is sealed. I'm pretty sure it is. I'm going to keep that sealed because it's probably going to be eventually a pretty uncommon game. So if I want to play Bayonetta, I do have a digital copy on the Switch, so I can play it there. But if I want to play it on my Xbox, because this is the only Bayonetta game that came out on a system that wasn't the Switch or the Wii U, I can play it on this collection. Plus it has Vanquish, which is another really, really cool action-adventure game that was ported to the Xbox One. You can play the backwards compatible version, but might as well play this one. I paid $7.2, yep, and this one is worth $27, so this one was a pretty big bump up. Now here are the 2 limited run games, and I think I did very well on these. I've heard good things about both, and I think they're going to be interesting additions to the collection. We'll start off with our PS5 game, which is The Silent Swan on the PS5. It's a narrative game that has like these super interesting, dark, moody atmospheres. Apparently it's like a walking simulator, but has open world elements to it. It sounds cool. I figured it was worth a shot, and it's a PS5 exclusive. So I paid $14 for this, and it's worth $28. As you can see, those values are starting to creep up a bit. Then here's the big one. I've heard this game is cool. It's got like a pixel art style. I've heard good things about it. I figured I might as well grab it, and it is a Switch physical exclusive, so might as well. We have Moon on the Switch. Again, limited run. It was on sale for $28, and I actually did sell out of this one, so you can't even buy it on BGP anymore, so I'm glad I snagged it when I did. Paid $28, this one is worth $70. Wow. Needless to say, I did well on both hauls, but I'll leave the question to you. Which one do you think was better? Do you prefer slightly higher values, slightly better games, more games, rarer games? What do you think is more important when purchasing games from an online retailer like Woot or BGP? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm very curious to see what you have to say. Anyway, that is going to do it for this episode of the Bargain Game Hunter. I know it was a short one, but there was enough stuff in it. I figured it was worth doing an episode, because sometimes we can't have massive, multi-part game hunting episodes like we have over the past few months. But we have this one. It's pretty cool, and we'll have a mix of both. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button, click the notification bell. That way you know when new videos drop. And I will see you on the next episode of the Bargain Game Hunter. Bye-bye.